We all like to complain that there seems to be nothing but bad news when we turn on the TV or open a newspaper. But do we ever think of doing something about it? One person who has decided to do just that is 16-year-old Luisa Vargas, who is here with me today to tell us all about her Good News Project. Luisa, welcome. Just what is the Good News Project?
The Good News Project is exactly what the name suggests. It's a project to find and report stories that will make us feel happy about the world that we live in. We have connections to local newspapers and radio stations, and if they like our stories, they make sure they get into the news. We're also hoping to get involved with local TV, but as of yet, that hasn't happened.
And how did you come up with the idea?
Well, as you said in your introduction, I was tired of seeing nothing but bad news on TV. But I was even more tired of hearing people complaining about this. I thought to myself, I can do something about this. I was the editor of the school magazine, so I decided that the next issue would contain nothing but good news. I also used the magazine to explain my idea to all the students. I was amazed by the response I got. Lots of people came forward with stories. That's when I thought I could do more.
And what was the next step?
My mom has a friend at the local newspaper, and she arranged for me to meet her. I took along some of the stories that I'd been given by the kids at school and explained my idea to her. She loved the idea and said that each week they would publish one of our stories to see how the public responded to the idea. It was such a success that after a few months, we were publishing around 5 stories in each edition. And that's when the radio station got involved.
The radio? Tell us more.
The producer of the radio station had seen our stories in the newspaper and really liked the idea of doing something similar. So I had a meeting with him, and he asked if each morning we could produce one feel-good story that they could broadcast at the end of their news bulletins. Of course I said yes, even though it meant a lot of extra work. But the best thing is that he lets me read the story. So every evening, I record a story and then send the audio file to the station.
It sounds like you're really busy.
I am. I mean, I don't do all the work myself. I have a team of reporters who find the stories, but I'm the one who makes the final decision about which stories we're going to pass on to the paper and the radio. It's actually a lot of responsibility because you need to be sure that the stories are 100% true, which can be difficult sometimes. That's probably the toughest part of the job.
So tell us more about your reporters. Are they all young people like yourself?
Most of them are. Most are students from our school, but actually anyone can get in touch with us and send in a story. They can do it just once, or they can contribute regularly. And they don't have to write the story. I'm happy to do that if I have all the facts. The only thing we ask any potential contributor is that they can prove their story is true. And of course, the story has to be uplifting. We can't forget that.
Can you give us some examples of the types of stories you report on?
Oh my gosh, where do I start? Animals make good stories. Animals doing funny things, people finding their lost cats, that sort of thing. We also have lots of stories about people doing amazing things to raise money for charities. Sports are also a good topic. We had a story the other day about an 82-year-old man who still plays soccer every week. The stories can be about anything and everything. Well, that's not quite true. We avoid religion and politics completely. Those are subjects that will always get you into trouble.
Luisa, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for telling us all about the Good News Project, and good luck in the future.
Thank you very much for having me.